companions, welcome. I would like to tell you more about my walks, but allow me for a moment to return to the story I told you about the giraffes that I spotted, because I skipped over them very quickly. Everybody knows what a giraffe looks like. Children's books are full of them, and those of you that have been to Africa or to a zoo have seen one. And we often overlook what amazing animals they are. To me, as an engineer, they are a bit of a miracle. Just consider for a moment this picture of a giraffe. It's a female, but just look at how tall and slender she is. 5 meters, over a ton in weight. Once in the Kalahari, I came across this skull in the veld. It's the skull of a bull giraffe. Now, you can see the size of this thing. It is heavy. I have to put in an effort to pick it up as a grown man. And this is without the lower jaw and without any flesh or skin on it. So this thing must, when it is alive, must be 40, 50 kilograms. Now, if any one of you have ever tried to pick up 50 kilograms, it's the weight of a bag of fertilizer or a bag of cement. It's not so easy. Now, they pick it up at the end of a neck of 2 meters or so, even more than 2 meters. So they are unbelievably strong. I really have a lot of admiration for them from an engineering point of view. They are so agile and so elegant, and they can run so fast. I don't know whether this is known, but they can jump over an obstacle 1.5 meters or higher even. They can run fast. I have observed a giraffe outrun a lion. So, despite their size and their height and their very slender build, they are all these things, and they have an amazing range of movements like any normal antelope. So they're quite astonishing from an engineering point of view. Now, you may know quite a lot about giraffes, but let me share a little bit of what I know. I find them quite intelligent animals. Now, let me say that they have a very loose herd structure. So they don't form herds that stick together over long periods. And there isn't really, apparently, a specific leader of the herd. But on one occasion, I observed a small group, a breeding herd of giraffe, leaving a waterhole. There were about 8 or so, maybe 10 of them. And the waterhole was situated in a hollow with rising ground all around it, and it was bare, as these waterholes usually are. And the vegetation started maybe some 50 or 60 meters from the edge of the waterhole. And as the herd was leaving, they began to ascend this rise towards the tree line. But then they stopped, and one, the tallest one, which I think was the situational leader in those circumstances, moved through quite purposefully while the others watched her, and she moved right through the herd and ascended to the top of the rise, and on the edge of the tree line she stood, and she inspected the area around. And then she slightly lowered her head, and she started moving into the trees, and the rest followed her. So very clearly, she communicated somehow with them that she wanted to scout the surrounding area, because as we know, waterholes are perilous places for ungulates. That's where lions, who are ambush predators par excellence, lie in wait and kill. And giraffe are quite favorite lion food. But it needs to be an experienced group of lions, and not only one, 2 or 3 at least, to bring down a mature giraffe. They can be quite aggressive. They have got these huge feet. I mean, the track of a bull giraffe is like 300 millimeters in length. So they've got huge feet and heavy. And a strike from the front foot can be lethal, have been known to kill a lion. And of course, they don't kick as accurately as, say, a donkey or a mule. But if their kick connects, it is lethal. So they're quite aggressive. Now, they are browsers. In other words, they eat leaves mainly. Of course, when they're in trouble, they will eat grass, try and eat grass as well, although they struggle to reach the grass with their long necks. So they like the drier savanna with trees. Can be shrubs, but also taller trees. They can reach up to about 5 meters or higher. And of course, they curl their tongue around the vegetation and they strip off the leaves. In their mouth, they sort out the twigs that they don't want and they chew up the rest. They can actually survive for quite long periods without water. In fact, they can survive without water through various metabolic processes and from the food that they eat. Just back to the intelligence, I have seen them when they rest. They hardly ever lie down. They sleep standing up for only a few minutes. But when they rest, they stand facing outwards, which is intelligent behavior, really. They've got extremely good sight and hearing. Some people say their smell isn't all that good. I'm not sure. I can't really testify to that. Companions, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of information about giraffes. They are really fascinating animals. And I hope you'll join me again next week. I was asked by one of our companions to tell you a little bit about the little black bees that you find in the African savannah. And I will, because they are also something worth talking about. So good luck until we talk again.